Thank you, Thomas. It's been 40 years since two Weber County young women were murdered, and the crimes were considered connected. One victim was 22 years old. Her friend, the other victim, only 14.
Well, 4 decades later, their cases remain unsolved. For every crime, there's a story, and the truth matters. Here's ABC4's Marcos Ortiz with tonight's Justice Files.
The murders of Joyce Tina Gallegos and Gabriel DeStefano were linked because the same gun was used. That connection was made several years ago, but it's yet to lead to a suspect.
Well, she went missing, and we knew something was wrong because she didn't have her medication. She had seizures.
But on August 21st, 1982, Joyce Tina Gallegos' body was found floating in the Ogden River. According to authorities, she was killed by a gunshot wound to the head.
But she was under branches, and a fisherman found her body. And that's how we found out on the news of her body being found.
4 days later, 14-year-old Gabrielle DeStefano was also murdered in Weber County. Her body was found in mid-September. According to authorities, she had been shot once in the head. Her body was found wrapped in plastic in a ditch near Harrisville. But in 1982, authorities never connected the murders of Gallegos and DeStefano, even though the two were friends and ran in the same circles. According to Montoya and others, Gallegos left in a red Impala similar to this one found on Facebook on the internet. Montoya says the owner of the red Impala sold it to Gallegos' own sister right after the shooting.
There was blood in the trunk. There was blood on the carpet in the trunk, and the police came and took it.
They took samples of that then, huh?
They took the whole carpet. We never heard nothing after that.
One person was arrested in the murder of Gallegos and even charged with the murder. But weeks before he was to go to trial, the state dropped charges. The alleged suspect had a solid alibi. The murders turned into cold cases. DeStefano's mother died with a broken heart.
She died not knowing. My mother and father died without knowing. And I'm probably going to die before I get it.
In 2018, authorities reopened the case after concluding the same gun was used.
We've actually traveled all over pursuing this case. Detectives have been down in Austin, Texas, following up.
But in 2022, 40 years after the murders, there's still no answers for the families.
We try to keep bringing it up, but nobody cares. They don't care no more.
Wednesday, as we continue with this cold case, more on the red Impala, who owned it, and what happened to the blood found inside. For the Justice Files, Marcos Ortiz, ABC4 News.